Ladies and gentlemen, my name is the beautiful Alicia Fox.
Spoke to you and said this, Bob, but my name's Billy. It doesn't matter what your name is.
Loaded up with alcohol, more specifically vodka, whiskey, beer, tequila, more beer, more vodka, more whiskey, and more beer.
He's gonna puke! He's gonna puke! He's gonna puke!
3 ain't enough now, I need 5. Welcome in Jim, Ryan, Matt, Tim, and intern Mark.
And after tonight, none of you in this ring will ever be the same again.
Oh my goodness, what am I doing? There's a 1, there's a 2. Oh!
Wow.
Oh, welcome to 3 Count Thursday live here on our Facebook page. It is Thursday, November 14th. We're the podcast of the millennium. We have tons to talk about this week, including Told You He'd Be Back, and finally MJF is a heel. But first, our show is brought to you by Alicia's Pillows and Things on NGSC Sports. If you're decorating your home, you want it to reflect your tastes and likes, so add decor that shows off your sports, movie, and TV fandom. Alicia's Pillows and Things is your hookup. They feature pillows of all sizes, stools, and more with your favorite teams and characters. Log on to ngscsports.com. Find the Alicia's Pillows and Things tab on the homepage and place your order. Ryan with us. Tim, welcome back.
Tim's here.
It's good to know that I got top billing at the show rundown.
It's
I know that we've been it's been the topic of the wrestling world for what seems like forever, but I've really only been gone a couple of weeks.
It's been a while.
Yes,
Aaron
I've
Lewis,
returned. It has been a while.
Cue that Steen song.
I have returned.
We have to pay for it.
It's been since Halloween episode. I did the math in my head.
Yeah, it's been 3 wholesome weeks.
Yeah.
Since you've been with us, but hey, we are glad to have you back. We want to remind everyone to check out our website, 3countthursday.com.
What a minute.
No.
Oh, see, I had to fill in for Tim.
You did. Just let it go. He's back now. You don't have to.
Right.
I know, it's okay.
I just wanted to help.
Follow us on all of our social media. Check out our YouTube page, our merchandise at whatamaneuver.net.
What a maneuver.
Thank you, Tim.
That's when you say it.
Our collar and elbow brand deal, 10% off each and every order with the promo code 3COUNT. Ooh, sorry, you got
with the promo code.
You got to get them out of your system.
Yeah,
but
that
right
that
now,
could have been our promo code. We got to set it
right now.
3 count.
With the number.
Leading up to Black Friday, they have a lot of stuff on clearance.
That's
for
offensive.
75% off. If you use our promo code, you get an extra 10% off. That is 85% off the original price over at Collar and Elbow brand. Make sure you check out our home network, but also, most importantly, for the next 11 days, you can still vote for us. Trio of the Year, Best Live Podcast, and Podcast of the Year. Head over there. Now, we always say the number 3, but never the word. This is the one time.
It sure is.
That there's an exception to the rule. It is the word 3 Count Thursday.
3 Count Thursday.
tinyurl.com/wrestling podcast awards. It will literally take you less than a minute to vote for us.
I got this. I usually am really good with the impassioned pleas to our audience. We have 6 days. Is that what you said?
11.
11 days. So 6 in a week. Give or take a couple of days.
Give it a little bit of passion this week.
Yeah.
Save the big passion for next week.
I got it.
Okay.
Guys, 11 days to make the 3 of ours a goal become reality. You guys know we're one of the best kept secrets in wrestling podcasts. Our own little corner here, 3 Count Thursday, 9:30 to 11:30 every Thursday.
Let's go passionate.
Even if we're not here, we're still giving you the product that you guys absolutely want. Do us a favor. Go to tinyurl.com/wrestling podcast awards, place your vote, and then do me another favor. I know you've got friends. They don't even have to like wrestling. Do they have a stable internet connection and a finger to either tap the screen or click the mouse? Because if you said yes to all of those, send them the URL, tinyurl.com/wrestling podcast awards. I'm not one for stuffing a ballot box, but we're going to stuff this one.
But we're one for stuffing turkeys.
Ooh.
And that's coming up. So go to tinydancer.com/3Count Thursday and vote for us for Podcast of the Year.
So just to reiterate, it's TonyDanza.com
Oh, Lord.
/podcast award dances.
Oh, no.
/3Count.
Yes.
.edu.
And use the promo code Facebook for
what?
We are for the 10% off Alicia's Pillows and Things, which is perfect when you want to go to sleep.
Yeah. Oh.
That's
oddly topical.
I know what you did there.
That's oddly topical for the week. So, again, tinyurl.com/wrestling podcast.
I said that.
Yeah.
I feel like we both said that.
Something like that. We have...
Here's the deal. It would be really freaking cool if you did that.
Yes.
And here's the thing. Guess what, guys? You know what? I'll even go one further.
Oh, you need a Gmail account as well, I think. You have to sign into Gmail.
Yes, you do need a Gmail account.
So you need a Gmail account.
That does prevent people from
So everybody that has a Samsung...
stuffing the ballot box for reals.
I got you. I got the cheat code. I'll give him the cheat code next week.
Oh, we have a cheat code, mother.
Okay.
Yep, I got the cheat code for next week.
Okay. Well, tune back in next week for the cheat code.
Cliffhanger. Cliff.
But let's just say you may not need multiple Gmail accounts.
Mamma mia.
Oh, my. I don't know what I was going to say.
Hold me closer.
Tony Danza.
Oh, I think Matt's calling in.
Hello?
That was great timing.
Matt, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
I'm doing good. Tim, can you hit us with that one more time?
Hello?
Thank you.
Matt, I'm glad you've called in when you're called in. We are talking about your favorite Elton John songs, and why is it Tiny Dancer?
Oh, it's not.
What is your favorite Elton John song? Matt, we'll start with you.
Philadelphia Freedom.
Solid.
It's a solid
Tim.
choice.
Rocket Man.
Solid.
It's a great
Ryan.
choice. It's always been Daniel.
Okay.
That's
Oddly,
not solid. Fuck
I'm
me,
not
right?
going to make that joke.
go ahead. No, please make the joke.
No. We're trying to win podcast awards,
I mean,
but I will write it down for the class.
That's fair.
I mean, I think like poorly timed and executed jokes
That's my MO, but sure,
would help
whatever.
make us the podcast of the year. Mine is sorry seems to be the hardest word because it was in the movie Slapshot.
Oh, okay.
So,
See, I can't say that one.
yeah, yep. Sorry, time ran out.
Yep.
Can't make the joke.
Can't do that.
Woof.
Nope.
If you are following along in the live video, and you still are because Tim didn't make the joke, make sure you give it a like and a share. We'd appreciate that. Get as many people in here as possible.
What up, William?
Full disclosure, I have not watched wrestling in over a week. Well, I did watch NWA Power, and I caught AEW Full Gear on like one of those like illegal internet stream things that like I usually chastise people.
Is the new?
I think illegal might be the new pre-show.
I feel like when you say the word illegal, we have to definitely mute all of the microphones because it definitely picks up on the other ones.
Yeah, it's not illegal to say the word illegal. It's just kind of fun at this point.
I feel like we go out of our way to say don't watch wrestling on illegal streams.
I think
We
I
need
use
to
that.
support
I
wrestling.
think I say that more when it comes to like.
WWE.
Well, no, I used to watch illegal streams of WWE.
Everybody watched illegal streams of WWE.
Yeah, we all did, and then we got the network for $10, and it was totally okay. We didn't
So
have to,
good.
We didn't have to spend $50 on a pay-per-view anymore.
Which, by the way, Full Gear was worth $50.
Was it?
Yes.
Was it?
Yes.
Okay, we'll talk about
The
that.
WWE market has ruined the price of pay-per-views.
That's a really good point.
Because
well,
you'll
you're
see
not wrong.
you'll see a really great pay-per-view and you go, that was $10. Cool. But then like you see something that's equal to or almost better than, and like, is it worth $50? Yeah.
Okay, well here's the thing. Like if I can get a $10 cheeseburger every month,
Yes.
but you're going to offer me a $50 cheeseburger 4 times a year.
Yeah.
And one of those times happens to be during filet mignon season. There's a chance I'm not going to go get that $50 burger.
What necessarily on this card made it so pay-per-view worthy? Because they gave Adam Page Pac away last night for free.
Well, the rubber match.
It was still a similar match.
Yeah. But WWE does that all the time.
They do. I'm just saying I don't see is the fact that Jericho wrestled in a singles match?
No, I thought that
Because we've seen the Bucks in like that tag tournament put on decent matches, now not against Proud and Powerful.
I thought that the double main event was very good. I thought that the 3-way for the world tag titles was very good. I thought Adam Page and Pac was very good. And I thought Proud and Powerful versus the Young Bucks might have been match of the night.
Wow. Okay. All right.
I'll go out and
I just don't think there was $50 there. I didn't not like the show.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the matches. I mean,
I just feel like they have a tiny roster and they give these. I feel like we've seen Jelly Janela and Sean Spears already. You got me. You got
Thank you.
that's you.
That's
I mean,
Mr.
yes.
That's
Cornette.
definitely a dynamite show.
yes. I mean, I will give you that, but
I mean, I get what you're saying. The championships are on the line. They can change. That makes it the pay-per-view feel. The WWE does it too.
I think the only thing this card was missing, and it's something that AEW is missing, and again,
A good women's match.
a good
Tag team match rules that make sense.
women's matches.
I agree. That's
Like
a fair
The
point.
women's, like, the AEW women's division needs
Is Duke.
something.
And again, I wasn't totally staring at the iPad screen because I was watching football and I was even watching something else. I had like split screen on the TV. I had the iPad on. So, like, truth be told,
Probably hockey of some sort.
probably. Truth be told, like I wasn't sitting there and just 100% staring at this. So I can't totally judge the pay-per-view. Nothing on it really seemed to grab me and go, I had to. I should have bought
Dame?
this.
Was it Notre Dame that
Notre
late?
Dame was playing on Saturday night, and I think the Caps were playing too.
And the Caps.
But I mean,
And then, oh no, I guess you wouldn't have had Pornhub. Still no Nut November. So that would
yeah,
have been
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah. So, yeah, no need for Pornhub.
but the double.
well, and
the
I
double
lost
main
No
event
Nut
was-
November today when the Fiend Funko Pop was
That's
unveiled.
true.
So
Yeah.
I'm out.
I lost it during the podcast when you told me about it.
Yeah, well, that's
It's all the time. It just
you just panicked and it just went off.
right.
God bless.
I'm
But
Oh,
yeah,
God damn it.
I'm going through changes.
the double main event to me was really good.
Okay. All right, that's fair. They would never have that on one episode of Dynamite.
And it's something. I guess we can. Do we want to talk actually go into Full Gear?
We can talk about Full
I mean,
Gear.
I definitely want to talk about Full Gear.
Like we have Ask 3CT stuff, and there's a few other things
It'll
of
make
discussion, but
We
It'll
got to
make
talk
Jim
about
happy.
that Chicago guy, I guess.
It'll make Jim happy to get AEW out of the way tonight. Is that what
yes,
you're saying?
let's just get
it out of the way.
Let's just get it out of the way.
So
Do it.
let's talk about the gigantic elephant in the room in regards to Full Gear.
Awesome Kong.
Besides that, that's a huge bitch. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
The return of
not an episode of 3CT if we're not body shaming someone.
Right.
I mean, that's 100% true.
But the return to the public eye of and what some would call an ultra-violent style now, a hardcore style match in the main event with Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega.
Let's end on that. I think we need to end on that.
I don't know if there's anything else really to cover that's like worth spending all like I would rather spend 20 minutes debating like that than to like
okay.
Cody took a Cody took a header
Ooh,
on the
dumb.
ramp that was awesome.
You know how
so
you
you like the ramp. I know Jim hated the ramp.
I love it.
Why? What makes you love it so much? Is because it's different?
It's different, and for me at least, when WCW used to do it, and AEW didn't do it for this, but usually there would be matches or like at least one or two matches on the card that would utilize the ramp in a fun way.
Okay.
Like usually Sting or someone was like known for doing some crazy dive. Like they'd run down the ramp, jump in clothesline somebody. Okay. Or you'd slam somebody on the ramp and you'd go to the top rope and like you drop a big leg or a splash or something.
Got it. Okay.
Like there would be a spot on the ramp that like you couldn't normally get.
Darby Allin would have skateboarded in maybe.
Possibly, but
I mean Cody tried that fun spot.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Well, he went the other way.
Oh, that's a new one. I didn't hear that one before.
But
oh, you mean jumping into the ring? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I hear you now.
I like the raised ramp for
Yeah.
also the fact of it's a really good presentation, like for the entire fan base.
Right.
With that platform raised up, everyone has a better view of the entrance.
Okay. I've always thought it looked silly. Like I noticed it with Proud and Powerful. Like when they get to the ring and then jump down off of it and then circle the ring. It just seems weird to me to not be on that level already. That's all. It's just a preference thing. I'm not upset one way or the other.
I mean, it is what it is. It's not going to ruin a show for me, but I will never like that.
That's a good point.
See, it'll make a show for me.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
no.
Jim just says, "Oh." Well, in that case, it's ruining it.
The MJF turn obviously was notable.
Too soon.
Yeah, yes. Like you throw in the towel and then you just kind of leave it at that.
I don't even think you throw in the towel, man.
Well, if you want to, if you want to at least.
So how would you end that match? Cody tapping?
Cody passes out. Or
No, but that's still taking a loss though.
Or Cody's mom throws in the towel.
Oh, that's very like Bret Hart.
Yeah, but that's Bret Owen. Like,
Okay, that's a good point.
MJF has the towel. MJF has the towel, and he's talking to Cody's mom.
If you're going to put her down there, that makes sense.
You mean she's down there?
I mean,
and,
Dusty wasn't throwing it in.
Okay. That's true.
He was. That's a factual statement.
That's true. But, like, put the heat on her mom. Put the heat on mom. Like
she's begging MJF to do it. And she takes the towel from him?
Yeah. Like, be in arm's reach.
Okay.
Like, it's not that hard. If you obviously know she can reach across the barricade and slap Chris Jericho.
Well, that is true.
What's to say that she can't reach over? MJF has the towel on his shoulder. And it's hanging down the back. And they're standing next to each other, and Cody's mom is pleading with MJF to throw in the towel. And MJF can still babyface it and be like, guys, like, Mrs. Reynolds, no. Like, your son wants to be champion more than anything in the world. I can't take this from him.
Okay.
But that's such a manipulative dick move by MJF to, like, put himself within arm's reach of his mom and knowing that she knows the rules of wrestling where a towel can be thrown in to stop the match. Like,
that's fair.
It's there. For him to be the compassionate one to throw in the towel and then do the kick him in the ding ding spot, like,
well, I don't think he was the compassionate person.
It came off as compassionate at first.
Right.
because
And then
Cody.
that's so that you set up for the heel turn because you never saw it. Oh, he does have a heart, and he does care about Cody.
Right.
Oh, he actually just cost Cody
But-
any future chance to ever.
Right. And
Like, I think-
but when he throws in the towel, I don't think he's compassionate. I think that's a sniveling little snake, and he's doing this to guarantee Cody can't get another shot at the
Okay,
title.
all right, okay.
Because I know MJF.
Right, but if MJF throws in the towel, like that's Cody's. Like I know it's a loss, but is it? Like I took it as that's a way out of the stipulation.
No, he lost. I think the way out of the stipulation would have been Cody wins by DQ.
Well,
Then he would have won. Right.
That's how
He
I
would have
predicted
become
last week
champion,
that it was going
right?
to. I
Yeah.
thought MJF was just going to turn on him.
I just think that it's really early to turn MJF. Literally the first pay-per-view.
I feel like that's what
of
AEW
TV.
does, though. Like that's their MO is just throw everything out as quick and hard as we can. I mean, we saw the Young Bucks getting fucking powerbombed through the staging.
That was the Rock and Roll Express.
No, wasn't that yesterday? One of the Young Bucks.
Oh, did they?
I believe so.
I
But I know
didn't.
the Rock and Roll Express did. They said the backstage brawl thingy.
Yeah, I didn't see.
But I just feel like
all
they
of
throw
Dynamite.
it all as quick as possible.
And that makes sense for them because they are trying to fight for market share.
Sure.
Especially during a time where WWE is literally putting all three brands on 3 nights of television.
And nobody's bitching about it this time.
Well, that's because they're staying true to the brand
Correct, the
split.
brand thing, right.
NXT can go wherever they want. I don't want Raw people on SmackDown and SmackDown people on Raw.
Well, and you're also in the
But they could.
in the month of the shows
they
being
could.
against each other.
Right, they could this month.
I don't think they should, though.
Okay.
No, they definitely shouldn't because the moment that AJ Styles shows up on SmackDown and go, oh, here comes a wild card
Here
rule.
it comes,
Yeah,
right.
like-
So
That's fair.
you just can't. And it's smart that they haven't done that yet. It's smart that they've set up NXT versus everybody else. So it's everybody, Raw and SmackDown have to react to NXT,
Right.
not to each other.
Scotty said it reminded him of the Undisputed Era Mustache Mountain tag match on NXT.
And I didn't think that towel throw-in was all that great.
I thought the
then.
Mustache Mountain one was significantly better than this one was.
Correct, but I don't
I don't think it's the same thing.
it's similar in the fact that to me it doesn't, for my taste and my sensibilities, it's a non-preferred. Like the throwing in the towel spot to me is, as soon as I see it, like, how many times have you seen a towel and it not been thrown in?
Mr. Perfect.
But he always came to the ring with a towel.
That's correct.
But
yeah, if
but
it's
with
there-
somebody who doesn't have a towel,
Correct.
and then all of a sudden a towel shows up,
Right.
okay,
I mean, Taz had a towel, but it was black.
right,
That's true.
but it still would have worked.
It would've worked.
Well, I don't know
I
that
thought he was going to throw his scarf in.
I don't know
That
that,
would've been cool.
I didn't think of the towel being thrown. Like I didn't think of that when I saw him with the towel. Like that's not where I went right away. Now, like, so because I didn't watch AEW, Scotty says Val Venus threw in his towel. I didn't watch.
Yeah, he did. He pulled it off, swirl it, and then
Yeah, he
tossed
threw
it.
it. Yeah, I
Never threw it
I
in.
didn't watch AEW this week. So did they say that Cody lost? He's done being able to fight for the title. Did they address that?
I
At
think
all?
MJF came out to the full Cody Rhodes entrance, chandelier and everything, pyro,
Solid.
and that was about it for the pyro.
Like sparklers?
It was, yeah,
Okay.
like Gilbert style.
Yeah.
It's rough. But they talked about it with him in the Jericho back and forth talkie segment.
Okay.
Did you
So-
watch Dynamite?
I didn't watch all of it. I was flipping in between that and NXT, and unfortunately, NXT kind of captivated me a little.
It was
more.
a really good night of wrestling. Like if you've DVR'd them,
I
you
did.
need to go check them out.
I will.
Both independently, because wow, they both were
They
really good.
They are still sitting on my DVR.
They
So
are
I
solid shows.
I will
What
at
about that NXT UK show? Did you ever Check that one
The
out.
one?
That
That
one, the
one?
first pay-per-view that was really good.
No.
No, Jim.
I still have not.
What's
You know, I just feel like, and Matt, back me up on this. Like, if I watch it now,
Fuck you. Don't
then
even want to
I'm
hear it.
just, I'm like that guy.
You're gonna want to talk about it.
You
and
don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
I just don't want to be that guy. So like, if the moment passes, I think
I
I
hear
just,
you. That makes sense.
I just need to let it go.
What can AEW do to fix their women's division? Because both women's matches were not good, and I understand like the Rio match isn't like a typical Americanized women's match.
Like, who else on their women's roster?
So besides these four, you've got Sadie Gibbs,
Okay.
Penelope Ford.
Has she even wrestled?
She's been in a couple of six-manners.
Okay.
You've got Kong, Nyla Rose,
The librarian.
Leva Bates. You've got
Allie.
Sherry Bomb is still
Allie.
there, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
Allie is still there.
She's a great commentator for when women have battle royals.
Trying to think.
I guess Brandy.
There's a couple
has
of
she
others.
wrestled?
Kind of.
She seems to be more the manager of Kong right now.
Jamie
right?
Hayden.
Jamie Hayden. Is Shayna?
Shaza. Shaza
is
McKenzie's
actually
not there
signed,
yet.
right?
Shauna.
Shauna.
Yeah, Shaza McKenzie. Yeah, hashtag sign Shauna. Or Shaza, sorry. Y'all got me messed up.
Yeah, but no,
hashtag sign Shaza.
She was in Shine, though.
She's been in multiple
the Shine,
things.
Right.
Shaza McKenzie, she's absolutely fantastic.
Right, but Shayna is signed.
I don't know who
What
that
about
is.
Bowser from Shana Na?
Oh my god.
No,
Will somebody just fucking put Lufisto on TV just once, for fuck's sake? I just want to see it.
no, wait, this one.
There it was.
They're in new spots,
They
okay?
are new spots.
Patreon.com/3count Thursday. We're cleaning up the board, making it easier to find things, and sometimes I forget where things are because I'm relearning the board, okay?
Scott says actually feature them would help.
Yeah.
I feel like they tried that with Rio. I don't think she's just connecting with the audience.
So she does. I think she does connect. I think what you need is all of the matches she's been in have kind of been without happenstance. Like they've all just kind of been with people, and there's been no build.
You mean
for
like
women?
most AEW matches?
That's not true. But
That's
I
not
feel
true?
I feel like most everything on this card was like Moxley Kenny was carried over. There's a feud. Jericho Cody, obviously. Rio Sakura, like Sakura was her trainer.
yeah, and that was kind of.
I don't know
told
why
over the
she
last,
got that match. Just because she was the trainer. Like
I
there's
guess
no.
that's a Kenny Omega call.
Okay, that's fair.
But
He loves them Asian.
So Callan censored Lucha Bros.
Also loves pointing.
Lucha Bros and Private Party. The Lucha Bros are the runner-ups to the AEW Tag Title
And
Tournament.
they're like the silver medal winners or whatever.
yeah, so that had a backstory. Spears and Janela, kind of a nothing happening match.
Paige and X-Pac.
Paige and Pac, that was really great. Proud and Powerful versus the Bucks and the Bucks of Youth. That obviously had story. So everything
That's like
here,
Inner Circle Elite storyline, correct?
but also like when Proud and Powerful debuted, Jericho cut the promo on the screen saying they're here because they want the Young Bucks.
Right.
So not even so much like we are a part of Proud and Powerful. It's like I want the Young Bucks.
I want the Young Bucks.
I want them. I want all the Young Bucks.
Okay, I mean, and
Gather around,
I'm not
kids.
saying every like the matches on this card.
I mean, not everybody can have like a Bob Lashley sex feud going. I get that, but
I mean, you're not wrong, Ryan.
It's your dang fault, Bobby.
God dang it.
That was really good. That's a good clip.
Let's talk about the hardcore match, the lights out match. The referees are still wearing your shirt match.
why do they have tag ropes in AEW?
That's a great point as well. I don't know why.
It was more rhetorical than anything.
Right, because there is no good answer.
But
for
I
that
noticed them hanging.
Yeah.
Like it's very noticeable that they have them.
question. Yeah,
You ain't gonna use them, just fucking get rid of them.
that's 100% true. That is 100% true.
I don't know why I have a hard on for tag ropes, but I do.
I just
It's my thing. Like, just Just do it. It's a fucking tag match.
Probably similar for the same reasons why I'm hung up on the fact that there seems to be no rules in the tag division, and it's because they told us on night one that there was strict certain rules in the tag division.
But I don't understand how you're going to expect tag rules in a triple threat.
If you're
because there's still only two legal men.
If you're going to make tags, you need to be holding the rope when you make the tag. That's all I care about.
And you have
I really don't give a shit about many other rules. Unless
you have till 10 to get out of the ring, and doesn't just divulge into.
Just say that you have like a lucha style rules, and when somebody powders out, somebody else can go in. Like, it's that simple. Just call it lucha rules and be done with it. And I'm fine with it. Every suicide dive, every tope, somebody new can come into the ring.
We'll get there, Scotty, as we wrap up.
I'm letting more of like, because at first I felt some type of way. As long as they're not completely questioning my intelligence and having people in the ring tag somebody else in the ring.
That's happened once, though, I think.
Yes, but that's bad.
That's real. Yeah, it's bad.
Right. You've also had a referee clean stop at 2. So, mistakes will happen.
Yeah. I can't say anything about that.
I know. We talked about it last week, so you're off the hook.
We can talk about it off air because I have more.
Okay. But there are going to be.
I don't mind, and I think somebody pointed out that multiple people in the ring during the pin. I don't mind that. I think everybody does that. I know the Vikings do that after they do the Viking Experience. You see both of them in the ring, so I don't mind that. I think the Lucha Brothers do that.
It is going to. It's going to happen. There's going to be times where things get lost, things get missed, things get forgotten, whatever. But again, I guess for me, it's if you tried to create yourself as something different by saying, we have the 10 count instead of the normal 5, and now everything just it has turned into just everything's a tornado tag match basically.
That's true.
But and. I did see that one of their officials, and I don't remember which one it was asked about some of the issues with officiating, and they admitted that there's been problems and they're working on them. So I will. Yeah,
I'd like you to find out which one that was. I'm curious.
Yeah, I'll have to find it. I think it was probably about a week ago I saw the article, so it shouldn't be too hard to dig back on.
I think that was Girl Hebner.
It may have been.
I think it was Aubrey.
Let's talk about
Aubrey Rose.
Let's talk about the hardcore match, the unsanctioned match, because it was something that I feel like was extremely polarizing. I feel like it was one of these things where I like this is really good, or just not for me. And I am in the it's not for me camp. I am not saying that you're crazy, wrong, stupid, bad.
You need to go back and watch it, and you will warm up to it. I really think. I think the bits that you saw, because I know you didn't watch, I don't think the whole match.
No,
the bits that you saw were very polarizing, but it wasn't like a CZW, GCW, light tube, glass,
okay, well,
light tube,
when I have an hour and 6 minutes, I'll go back and watch that match.
It's that's fair. That's fair. It was a long one.
38:45.
Yeah, that's not that bad though, because it really flies.
It does. I fucking loved it. I didn't think I would like it, and again, I am here and there on the deathmatchy stuff, but I don't really think this was like a death match. I don't know. I think there's enough difference. And I've seen some of that GCW stuff, which is tough to watch.
Oh yeah, I don't. I mean, just even from the clips that I saw,
the needle spots and GC. Yeah, that's a lot.
There was nothing. There was really nothing in the clips that I saw that I was I didn't super. I mean, the suplex onto the barbed wire,
right
off the ramp, but it wasn't. It was just oh, that would hurt. It wasn't
really the only difference between this and a WWE style was, I think, the glass, and it told a story because it was the glass from the table that he paradigm shifted him through. So the story was there to use the glass.
Sure, but it's just
the roughest part was the spot where they were going to cut him on the forehead, and he was blocking it. So he grabbed his hand and I did the little between the finger thing, which was tough to watch. It's shit, but obviously he didn't fucking cut his hand.
Yeah, so I will go back and watch it. I'll watch it right after I watch that NXT UK Takeover match. No, I will try and go back and.
How good was season 3 of Glow, Jim?
Oh, it was awesome, especially that first episode.
I want to
really
make
good.
a point about the unsanctioned lights out match.
Let's make this point.
And it's borrowed from my best friend, co-podcast partner Marcus on Final Wrestling Place.
He's a peach.
Yes, he is. The rolling back the canvas to expose the boards under the ring. While it's not necessarily a problem for me, if you want to turn Marcus off to a match, expose the boards under the ring.
Okay.
I asked him, I point blank asked him after watching Full Gear, I was like, what about exposing the ring is such a turnoff for you? And he said, during the duration of the entire show, 90% of the crowd has no idea what a wrestling ring feels like.
Right.
Like, they have no idea. So they see this mat and the ring, and people are getting slammed on it, and they just assume, that's got to hurt. But then somebody pulls back the tarp and then rolls back padding, and then somebody falls on the hard wood. And it's like, all that other stuff must have not hurt because we have to pull the ring back to get to the hurty stuff. So it kind of discredits all the bumps before because they were on padding, but Kenny Omega's failed 450 or Phoenix Splash or whatever on the hardwood, and then the paradigm shift on the hardwood.
So to him, it takes away what some of the earlier combatants have gone through.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
I would love to get to hear more workers'
right
opinion on this.
I really would.
So like if you don't want your name or anything to be, just shoot us an email, shoot us a message on social media,
or DM us or something.
Yeah,
we'll
shoot us an email, something, and just because I am genuinely curious to know how more wrestlers feel about that spot, because obviously I'm a fan. Like I never would have thought of it from that perspective.
And then I asked him, I was like, well, why is that different than pulling back the padding on the floor?
Hi, Gerald.
And it's because people know what a floor feels like.
That's
like the
fair.
floor is the floor.
Right.
It's not a foreign substance.
Right, and we know
you put the padding there because you know the floor is hard.
Right.
So you're protecting the people from the floor because the floor is also not where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be in the ring.
In the ring.
Right, and in case you get thrown out onto the floor, you want a degree of protection there.
Correct.
That's a really cool take, and I totally respect it.
Yeah, like it's.
I mean, I also feel like people know that it's. I just feel like people know.
But some do.
I just feel like if we're DDTing people on the fucking wood, like people would die. Like I feel like people know that that there obviously has to be some sort of
but people.
Well, it's not even that. It's just like the suspension of disbelief. Like everything in the ring with the mat and the canvas and everything. Like everything on that hurts.
Right.
But then to pull that up and expose it and show something else, and then do stuff on that, it's like so
that would naturally hurt more.
Yes, but instead of it making it hurt more, his thought process is it makes everything else hurt less.
I mean, I get that. Okay.
Because I guess if you're in, you're in, and you know there's some sort of minutia about it where it's like.
I mean, I was in an unfortunate situation where I helped set up a ring once at a soccer facility when practice was still there. So they saw the entire construction of the wrestling ring and the laying down of the boards before we put any padding down. Soccer practice was over, and dads came to pick up their girls, and they were like, "Oh damn! I thought this was more trampoline. I never knew this was a wood based. That has to hurt like shit." So seeing the wood made it real to them that could probably hurt because they assumed it was more like, I don't know, wrestling room padding, like real thick padding, or trampolini.
Well, I know the thing that when I was younger and many other people thought that like underneath the ring was like a gigantic spring, so that like when you hit,
and there used to be.
Yes, but but even so,
like
that
the whole thing was like
that like the giant spring would like somehow like overly protect you. Like you would get slammed and it would just absorb everything and you wouldn't feel it and it wouldn't hurt. When that clearly not the case. If you're just joining us, we're currently talking about AEW Full Gear and the unsanctioned match at the end. Matt, did you have it? I didn't. We haven't really even talked about this show within each other. Did you have a chance to catch this match and like where are you at on it? Like, because I know you are definitely more into like the CZW stuff, and so this is probably more. I would say probably more in your wheelhouse than any of ours.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I haven't watched it yet because I was watching Notre Dame on Saturday, so I do have it on my list of stuff to get to. I just haven't gotten to it yet, but I did read about it and am intrigued and curious to see because we don't see a whole lot of that these days on the bigger companies.
Yeah, and you know, Again, and this is something Ryan and I touched on a week ago. Is my only one of my gripes and concerns is that you know you've only had TV for a month. You've only had a total of 10 or 11 shows, counting all of your TV. This is your third time you've done a lights out match. So, like, I just don't want it to become a crutch for them either. And it's something that we'll kind of. Watch this go. So I will make it a point to seek out and watch this match, Ryan. For you, not for myself, but for you, I will do that.
I think the match is really good. Like,
okay,
it's a solid match, and like, it's not like I don't want to. This is gonna sound really weird, but it's not like most hardcore matches or matches of this type, where it just feels like they're using the weapons. Because you can use the weapons.
There was purpose for them.
Yeah, like there was a progression. There was a story being told. And, yeah, I mean, kudos to Kenny because Kenny's not that type of wrestler.
Kenny!
So, good on him.
Yeah, so, you know, for me, again, I didn't drop $50 for this show. It didn't get a full view.
You weren't fully loaded on Full Gear?
I wasn't fully loaded on Full Gear. And I also think it was the fact that, you know, Tim, you have moved south of the Mason-Dixon line. Ryan was working at a show this weekend. So I'm like, if it was a teamwork sort of everybody get together, chip in some bucks, then I would have been fine doing it. But if for me to drop $50 just to watch myself, and I know that sounds cheap and selfish, but it's also truth. Like, I don't know how many WWE shows, like if we didn't have the network outside of Mania, Rumble, probably SummerSlam, and maybe Survivor Series. Yeah. Probably not dropping $50, especially just by myself.
Right.
Again, it's you know, I go to McDonald's more than I go to, like, you know, the $20 burger place. It's the same sort of mathematical breakdown for me.
Yeah, and that's completely respectable too. But you know, at the same token, like, and this isn't to like throw shade at you, but I know myself personally when AEW first came out, I made it public on here and to myself, I was like, I'm going to support AEW. And I know what supporting AEW means. Like, supporting AEW is just like supporting your local independent promotion. Go to the shows, buy the tickets, buy the merch, buy the DVDs, interact on social media. Like, be be someone
Be
who's
elite.
not be someone who's not a detractor of the product. Like, try. I use the same.
That last one, I feel like you were throwing shade at Jim.
But I
Getting awfully shady on this side of the
I
table.
typically use my rose-colored glasses in all instances.
That's
because
fair.
because I like what I like, and I don't care if it's on NWA Power or Ring of Honor or the Indie Fed down the street.
Okay.
Like,
What are 5 things you don't like? Not even wrestling related. Just
Period.
5 things you don't like. Period.
Strawberries.
Strawberries. Oh,
What was the first one?
I thought. Never mind. Strawberries.
Strawberries. God.
Boy, there's a rose-colored glasses. for
Traffic.
everything. Traffic, and strawberries.
Being touched in my sleep.
Oh, you're not a cuddler.
No, not in my sleep. Before sleep, we can cuddle all the time. When it's bedtime, it's sleep time.
You leave me the fuck alone.
There's the wall of Jericho right down the middle. Thou shalt not cross.
No, there you have it. Being touched in your sleep.
Touching the door that I'm holding you open for you.
Okay, I think that's a little pet peeve. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
I feel like I do that though because I'm always afraid I'm gonna get slammed in the face with it.
yeah, I guess. And people talking in movies.
Okay.
Oh,
right.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
one.
think that last one's a universal.
That's
for
5
sure.
things I
5 things
don't
Tim
like.
doesn't like.
Is that going to be a new thing?
A new segment. What?
I
Doesn't
think
Tim like?
I think we literally just got all 5 of them.
I think
We're
that's
done
all
with
5.
I think that's all 5 for you.
I'll let you guys know if anything gets added.
And if they supersede any of the
I mean,
ones.
there were so many, like, in my mind, like, shots. Like, getting a shot has to be worse than, like, traffic.
Oh, I thought you meant like.
I don't mind getting shot.
Shot.
Yeah, I
shot.
thought
No,
that's
not
what
like
you
that.
meant.
I don't mind
Well,
getting
at
needle.
your age now, it may be that.
And that's fucking
that
tough
might be
now.
worse than.
I was talking with some people at work that are like, hey, you're going out for people's birthday. And I'm like, I'm too fucking old. God, look at you young kids.
What are you talking about? I was out Monday night till after midnight out drinking.
Like, drinking,
No,
drinking.
I
or
wasn't.
were you,
I
like,
wasn't hammered this
like
week.
adult
I just-
drinking.
I wasn't hammered. I wasn't hammered drunk, but I have been hammered drunk on a school night.
I do all of my hammered drunk stuff indoors. Like, not indoors, but like
At your house?
at home.
Right, where it's safe.
Yeah, like
Are you a puker?
No, I've thrown up one time because of alcohol.
Wow.
And that was because, like, I did not do the waters in between. I started very late.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Hit the ground running.
That was also my only hangover. And let me tell you,
Ooh.
I only needed this many hangovers to know that I do not want to be hungover again.
Yeah.
See, it's weird. At 34 years old, I still haven't gotten that.
To explain what a hangover is to embody yourself as a snail with salt poured on it.
That's fair.
You
sounds about right.
You don't want to move because it hurts, but you have to move.
Yeah.
You're hungry, but you can't eat.
Yeah.
You're thirsty, but you can't drink. Like, literally, you're so miserable that, like, you know
It's
that
like
doing
the flu you did to yourself.
doing anything would make
That's a
you
great-
feel doing anything would make you feel better, but also doing something makes you feel like shit.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh my god.
That's true. All right, let's wrap up our thoughts here on AEW Full Gear. And also, I caught this. I think it was in the days following. Scotty picked up on it that I think it was the Young Bucks on Twitter said that the win-loss records will reset in January.
Makes sense.
And I would assume this would be every January. I'm fine with the records resetting because it's kind of like end of the season, start of a new season.
Yeah.
Seemed like a really weird date to do it. I mean, I know it's New Year's Day, but like,
And they have a show New Year's Day, right?
do they?
I feel like New Year's falls on a Wednesday.
No, I don't. Does it?
I don't fucking know, Jim.
We have calendars.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I don't.
Somebody help with a calendar. I don't have a paper calendar here. I pulled up the.
You
I
pulled up
my
the calculator.
Yes, New Year's Day is on a Wednesday.
So that's
this
why then.
Yeah.
But I don't
And
know.
that's the event in Jacksonville for them.
Okay, so it's
Go
your little
down
homecoming
to
thing. Okay, so that makes a little more sense. I didn't think of it through. I mean, again, it just seems very soon after the start of TV.
I feel like that's the negative side of having win-loss records publicized.
Well, that and you still don't have them correct.
They
on your
do.
own ones. They don't.
They do. They don't take account for matches involving more than 3 people. So if it's a
That's
4,
so beyond stupid. It is. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Why wouldn't that fall in the other category? Like you have like your main thing, whether you're a tag wrestler or a singles wrestler.
That's not what this sheet says.
But see here, my problem with that is we know that
Singles, tag team, trio, overall. Overall includes the multi-person matches that aren't 4 people, or that are 4 or more.
I hate it's so dumb. Like if you're gonna list like. My problem with it is we know that because we're far enough into it. We're dug deep enough into the wrestling world.
Can you go down to Jericho? I just want to see. Does he have his loss? Okay. So
If I am new to this world and they're showing me win-loss records, and I go to the website and I pull up the roster and I start to see win-loss records, and the numbers immediately don't add up, like on your first line, you have Hangman Page is 4-3 in singles, 1-1 in tags, 0-0 in trios, and his overall is 5-5. That doesn't add up. Then you go next, 0-0 in singles, 0-3 in tag team, 0-2 in trios, overall 2-5. To me, I'm going, where are those other? Where's the 2 wins?
I guess that would fall under your overall category.
I get that, but what is
it makes
what
sense
is
that you're
overall?
saying it.
What is overall?
It's like a
if
pair
you're,
of
if you're
headphones.
Anything here that's not a singles, tag, or trios match.
Okay, so I'll click on him and it'll tell me where his other wins were, right? Oh no, it doesn't. Like I don't know. Like
follow the product, Jim.
Why are you picking on Angelico?
Right, but if I'm tuning in for the first or second time and I want to dig in a little bit deeper, because stats and analytics matter. Like for me, I can't tell you the number of times I go to look up NFL stats or NHL stats that are deeper than just this guy has 5 goals.
You're definitely the guy that fills out the scorecard at a live event, aren't you?
Hockey, yes. 100%.
That's figured that.
100%. I'm not going to deny that.
That's fine. That's not a problem. It's just definitely you.
Like if
that's the hill you're dying on, that's
I don't
definitely
know.
you. Then
it is never okay. That has, but
Brandon Cutler's right, so we got that.
Brandon Cutler is right, surprisingly. But ultimately, I'm fine with the records resetting because it's to me it's no different than WWE, and they even admit it, like kind of resets at the Raw after Mania. Yeah. So it's just they have a tangible means of showing you that arbitrary numbers are reset. So that is what it is. Catching up on the chat here. Gerald says, "Did you all see the Young Bucks get beat down last night?" I did not. I did not watch the show.
Sure did.
Ryan
sure
saw
did,
it.
yeah.
Tim, I know you were bouncing back and
Yeah.
forth. Don't know if you saw that part.
The loudest pop of the night was probably Orange Cassidy just hanging out
being
in
the bathroom. Yeah.
Yeah, they knocked him through the door, and Orange Cassidy's just there, hands in his pocket in the
I
bathroom.
do like Orange Cassidy a lot, which many people would probably find surprising for me. Scotty said, "Explain to me why Jericho and Sammy fought for the tag titles. They are nowhere on the tag team rankings."
I've got this.
Tim, go ahead.
Chris Jericho is undefeated. He's the AEW World Champion. I think that if he wants to challenge for the tag titles, I believe that as world champion, as undefeated world champion, I believe he's entitled to possibly asking for a championship opportunity.
Possibly.
And also, SCU has gone on record to say they will fight anyone who wants to fight for the title. Why are we more focused on the fact that they fought for the title and not on the fact that it was Scorpio Sky who beat Chris Jericho?
I just hated it.
I don't
was
know.
in
I
a
didn't
small
watch.
package.
I didn't watch the show,
But
so
good on Scorpio Sky. Now,
You cowards, make him a star. Put the belt on Scorpio Sky.
Now,
I think
pinning
they
the
are
champion,
kind of
is there
making him
any
a
sort
star.
of stipulation? If you pin the champion, you get a shot at that
I bet that it's going to come around that Scorpio Sky is going to go one-on-one with Chris Jericho real soon.
1-on-1 with the Undertaker, player.
And then he's gonna get molasses elbowed right in the face.
I love a good molasses elbow.
The Judas Effect elbow. Oh my God, that thing is so slow.
I do want to.
I think if he winds it up right now, he'll be able to hit it on Christmas.
I do want to give a shout out to. I think it's Alex Del Barrio from the WWE. He used to be the ring announcer.
Yes,
for NXT.
Former guest of this show.
Former guest of the show. I tweeted out, small package, hate that. I just didn't like the way the match ended.
Yes.
He immediately tweets back, that's what she said. Mm-hmm. And
Nice.
I loved it. So
Nice.
Shout out to that. That's all it takes. It's a nice small penis joke. You have me in your hands.
You're small. Never mind. All right.
Not that small if it's two hands.
We're going to do something a little different this week. Instead of a question of the week, we threw it out there for people to ask us questions. Let's jump over here on the Twitter if the screen stops going black on me.
Mamma mia.
What a glitch.
Yeah, that's weird. Charlie asks, how much baby oil could a Lex Luger use if a Lex Luger could use baby oil?
Michael Nakazawa.
Thank you. He says this one, where would you like to see the following talent go? We'll start with Marty Skrull. We'll go down the line. Ryan.
AEW.
Tim.
AEW.
Matt.
AEW.
I'll say AEW as well. Killer Cross. Ryan.
Impact Wrestling.
Tim.
Don't care.
Matt.
Lucha Underground.
Just to put him on a lifelong contract so we never see him.
There you go. I'll put him on Impact. Tessa Blanchard. He said Tesha Blanchard, but I think he meant Tessa Blanchard.
Oh, well, Tesha's her sister.
Ryan.
I'm intrigued to see what they're going to do with her in Impact, so I'll keep her in Impact.
Okay. Tim.
Where I want her to go, WWE. Where I think she'd have the biggest impact, AEW.
I see what you did there.
So the answer is WWE because
Yes.
he said, where would you like to see the following talent
Yes, to
go?
have Tessa versus Charlotte whenever I want it.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Matt, Tessa Blanchard, to you.
NXT.
Yeah, NXT is. I agree with where could she be used the most?
Putting Tessa on that AEW women's roster would be nuts. That's a shot in the arm for that whole division.
But I want her in NXT. And the last one from Charlie is Okada.
New Japan.
Stay in New Japan.
Matt.
Yeah, don't move him.
If he would move, I'd say AEW, but I would say stay in New Japan. Let's jump over here. Scotty gave us this one.
Scotty.
Who to you is the greatest wrestler to never main event WrestleMania?
Wow. All right, Scotty, you're in the chat. Define main event.
Define greatest wrestler.
Because, if that's the case, Mr. Perfect never main evented a WrestleMania.
Right. Steamboat never main evented WrestleMania.
Ricky Steamboat never main evented a WrestleMania.
Michael Cole never
Okay, so
WrestleMania.
he says last match.
Ric Flair never main evented a WrestleMania.
It's probably Ric Flair then.
But see, so to his question, with the last match, because I know the WrestleMania 8 was double main event.
But he said last
yes, he did say
I mean,
last match.
Didn't Sid then main event of wrestling? I don't
So
know.
you guys are thinking so much more into this than I thought, because the second I saw that question, I immediately went Owen Hart. Immediately.
Did The Undertaker ever have the last match of WrestleMania?
Yes,
Undertaker
13.
Edge. Undertaker Sid.
Yeah, Undertaker
Oh,
Sid.
Sid, that was
closed
the
it.
Sid
Undertaker
one, right.
Shawn Michaels.
I think Undertaker Giant Gonzalez. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Matt, do you
He'd
have an
never meet
answer to this
Giant
question
Gonzalez.
while, Muldorf and Scully are over here trying to figure
The
it out?
answer's Ric Flair. He's never main evented a WrestleMania.
Okay, Ryan.
If that's true, then yeah, that's the obvious.
Stang.
answer.
Stang. He ain't never main evented.
There you go. Matt.
Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, solid. And Undertaker also Roman Reigns at
wasn't he
WrestleMania
in-
Star.
Oh no,
They
was,
were
it
semi-main.
It was the name that shan't be said.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Closed,
that's right.
closed WrestleMania 20.
Crispin Wall.
Crispin, yeah. Devin says, What was your guys' favorite wrestling merchandise you own or ever saw? Huh.
That's a solid one.
Ever saw is the goddamn Bret Hart Winged Eagle belt that's on the shop right now.
That's a cool one.
Which one is that?
The Bret Hart one. Because, they did the HBK one that had, like, the strap.
I'll just pull
it.
Just pull it up.
It.
Pull it.
Pull it.
They're
Pull it.
they're
That's what she said.
releasing like signature championship belts. So
Okay.
it's the Winged Eagle plates, but then the strap looks like Michael's ring attire, Brett's ring attire, Hogan's ring attire. So the one that looks like Brett's ring attire
I know.
is
I can tell you which piece of merchandise I absolutely hate.
what's that?
That ugly Undertaker belt.
Oh, it's so bad.
Oh,
It's so bad.
That's gross.
it's
Like
ugly.
how'd you screw that up that bad?
They just did, like, hey, Undertaker wears purple
Right. And he
once.
let's just take the Jeff Hardy belt and
Yeah, his like
let's
TNA
take
belt.
the Jeff Hardy TNA belt and melt it a little.
A lot.
And then here's the Undertaker.
Dude, that Jeff Hardy TNA belt was gross.
To me, merchandise doesn't get any cooler than the NWO Wolfpack shirt.
That's solid.
Like when they made who would have thunk that the
I
NWO
looked it up.
shirt
It didn't come.
that the NWO shirt could be a different color. But of recent memory, coolest piece of merch. I would probably say I don't like it.
See, I fucking love it.
I don't think pink looks good on that strap. The back is dope.
The back is I love the whole damn thing. But
Yeah.
again, I'm as marky of a heart mark as you can heart mark.
Coolest piece of merch. I'll go go recently then. The Nexus shirt.
Oh, the big black.
The big N.
N with the
Nice.
yellow box. Yeah.
Like the Nexus shirt's really dope. Also, the latest Undisputed Era logo, the Undisputed Era shirt, Undisputed Gold.
That's a solid one.
That's dope.
Do you have a Nexus shirt?
I
think
do.
they re-released it recently.
Yeah,
a
I
year
got
or two
it.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that made its way to the clearance rack.
Yeah, but it's great.
Yeah, it is. It is. I don't know. I don't like to think. Here's the deal. I own a couple belts.
This merch is really cool too.
It's a solid shirt.
Yeah,
I
let me.
like
I want
that.
to stand up and
That's
display it.
rematch.
But it's the Pro Wrestling Tees exclusive
I can't believe we've never seen the match.
Sammy for Syria shirt. The limited edition Dream Match El Generico Sami Zayn shirt. I'll get up close to the camera so you guys can see it, but it's really dope.
It is a cool shirt. So I probably the Winged Eagle Championship belt with the metal plates. I enjoy that. Oh, well, we got music for this. Holy shit.
No, Tim, just walk normal. It's slow enough for the song.
Roasted. Now truffle shuffle and get your fat ass away.
Matt, what is your answer to this question?
That hurts.
So when we're saying coolest piece of merch, is that someone's shirt or?
I guess realistically could be anything that you've owned or has ever seen.
I mean, I don't know about coolest, but my first memory of owning something wrestling related is the old Hasbro Hulk Hogan figure where he did the body slam. So
Nice.
I would say that would ultimately stand out to me as at least my most memorable piece of wrestling merchandise.
I've always been a sucker for foam fingers too, the foam hands. To me, that it doesn't get any hokier than that. And
That's some white people shit, man.
I love some
God.
foam shit. I really do.
I definitely did have the foam D-Generation X that you got at
and the what
house
thing?
shows.
I have the Daniel Bryan foam.
I have
fingers.
the foam, the Bret Hart, the
I love you.
the I love you. My brother, growing up, my brother had the foam nightstick, the
my
Big Boss
God.
Man nightstick. What they don't tell you is foam rips kind of easily.
Yeah.
So when you hit somebody with it, the handle on the nightstick rips
Just
off.
rips right off. bet you can't find one on eBay with the whole thing together. Honestly, I mean, Hacksaw had a foam.
Scotty, we were asked about that, so we will touch on that. Sorry, I should hit the cough button.
Illegal. Oops.
I know that.
You do know that.
I know that sound.
You know that sounder. So for me, I think it would. I think it would go back to like the foam belts when I was a kid.
Oh, those were sweet.
Like just because that was the first time that you felt like a champion when you got the little foam, the brown Intercontinental belt, the gray tag belt, and then either the white or black WWF title that neither the Intercontinental or the WWF title looked like the ones that were actually on TV. So I always liked the tag belt more because it actually looked like the real one.
All right, I want to take a second.
Those tag belts are great too.
Were any of us nerdy like me? Were any of you guys like? I know you guys.
We're literally talking wrestling on a radio show.
Currently,
every week.
now you guys are like figure collectors. Did you guys have figures as a kid?
Oh yeah,
I did. Yeah,
but you had a lot of figures as a kid.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you put on your own wrestling shows?
Of course,
all the time.
And you had like your own figure fed?
Absolutely.
I had my boombox right there, so they had entrance music and everything
Now,
interchangeably. Fuck yes.
Did you do one up and like use non-wrestling toys?
Oh yeah.
As wrestlers?
Sometimes, for sure.
What was your most creative non-wrestling action figure that was a wrestler in your fed? And tell me why that person was always in the main event. I have two.
I don't have one. I always did the Shane Douglas ECW wrestling figure as me for some reason. I don't know why. But I used to put on midget matches with these small G.I. Joes.
Nice. So I used to have an old school Aladdin action figure
Okay.
that I used as like a cruiserweight. But he was like my Rey Mysterio, and he could just flip around and do everything. I also...
What was his finishing move? Was it the magic carpet ride?
No, so I actually had him doing like an axe kick because his legs were really flexible.
Okay.
So he was axe kicking fools. But also, I was of the impressionable youth where karate fighters meant something to me.
Oh, my God.
And I had all the karate fighters, and there was one karate fighter, like the Red Ninja, but they revamped the Red Ninja. So I had both of them. The original of Red Ninja. Nobody will believe me if I say this, but if you get Marcus on the phone, he knows this. I created the Snapmare driver in 1998.
Okay. All right. I mean, I'll take your word for it.
Because the karate fighters figures, their arms were like kind of bent and rigid. So if you put the arm up, you could hook it around like an action figure's head. And it's a drive, so you could literally like spike a dude. Yeah, such a great.
This is mine right here. I pulled the picture up for Tim and Ryan. The old Hasbro Cops and Crooks figures.
Okay.
So there was one that was a cop, and he had the helmet on and the eyes. He was always, and I think he had the brown boots.
Okay.
Again, I'm always a boots guy. But he had these big brown boots.
Now, he's not the Mountie, right?
He is not the Mountie, and he is also not the Big Boss Man, but he was a cop. Matt, did you ever incorporate non-wrestling figures into this, or were you even into the figure? Well, yeah, you did say you were into figures.
Yeah, I mean, Bebop and Rocksteady did challenge for the tag titles a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
Casey Jones might have thrown the hockey stick in for the hardcore title because I had a lot of Ninja Turtle crossover in my wrestling.
Casey Jones
event.
to me.
Casey Jones was badass.
One of my favorite pops that I have is the Casey Jones, the original Ninja Turtles Casey Jones. That jank is sick.
We did have a couple questions about
I'm trying to find this Aladdin figure.
We had a couple of questions about the ACH situation.
Not that one, is it?
I don't necessarily.
Oh, nice.
I'll put them out as we were asked them. We were asked, was ACH saying he quit unprofessional, and do you feel him quitting was an act, meaning a work?
Not a work, not unprofessional. If it's something you believe in, stand up for what you believe in. Was he right or not? That's a different story, but stand up for what you fucking believe in.
Tim.
How can I word this without saying something I can't really say. There's a kernel of truth in this, but also there's more than meets the eye with this entire situation, and none of it's going to come to light. So it's just going to be at face value. With all that said, I have information in confidence that I can't say publicly. So just like,
Okay, fair.
trust.
What a cop out.
I'm sorry.
Boo.
I'm sorry.
Why are you here if you're not going to release info? No. Matt.
I'm not Ryan Satin who's just gonna like spill every. Just know, like, of the information that is out there, like, I think it's amicable. Like, WWE absolutely should use his quitting as a way to cut ties.
Okay.
Like, I know he's still under contract. Like, quitting does what does that mean? Like,
Right.
You're still under contract.
Right. You cannot release him from that contract.
Like, I quit. It's like, no, you don't.
Yeah. I mean, you can quit and not show up, but like, you know, you also can't go work anywhere. Like they
Right,
can legally
right.
do that. Matt, your thought on this?
I don't think it's a work, and if he felt that strongly, then I don't think there's anything wrong with him doing what he did.
Yeah, there's no work in this at all. Like, it's all like everything that's said is said. I was listening to the Arn Anderson podcast on the way in here.
Okay.
They're talking Survivor Series 2014. By the way, if you're not listening to Arn, do me a favor. Listen to every 3 Count Thursday podcast, then listen to Final Wrestling Place, and then listen to Arn.
I feel like you say that every other week with a different podcast.
He always puts us on top.
He does, and I appreciate that.
And so, but they talk about Alberto Del Rio and his last run in WWE, where he got let go due to racial insensitivities.
The
lunch tray incident.
yes.
Right.
And so, is this kind of this? Is it very similar? Kind of.
Okay.
Where a WWE employee, whether it be a person in creative or a social media guy or the guy who had to design 30 shirts in 30 minutes, like
That's the truth.
somebody did something. It was bad.
Right.
The dude takes offense to it. Del Rio slapped a guy, and ACH went on Twitter and basically was like, WWE's racist, and Triple H doesn't care about black people, and la-di-da, like everything he says. Like,
I heard some people complaining about like the name issue that he's having now. I think he called like Jordan Miles like
called it his slave
name.
I'm fine with that. It's very extreme.
But I also like had read that like Jordan is from like Michael Jordan, and that's a name that he created.
Yeah.
So like, is it just a slave name because it was he was known in WWE as that? Like,
It's his
it
slave.
sounds weird to pick a name and then be like, that's my slave name.
Well,
Like,
it's his slave name in the thought of slave masters would rename slaves.
okay.
So like
WWE
he had
renaming
to be
superstars.
he has a name. He went by ACH. He does not use ACH here. He uses the name that
Gotcha.
his massa gave him.
Gotcha.
Got it.
And there are some that keep their name. So I don't know
Right.
what the rhyme or reason is behind that.
Right.
I'd love to know what the thought process is.
I don't know who's the last person. Well, besides all the Undisputed Era dudes, Keith Lee. But I think
Keith Lee,
but
Mia
isn't-
Yim.
But isn't Keith Lee's like real name Keith Lee or something like that?
I guess Mia Yim went by Jade, but she was Yim on the Indies.
Yeah,
I mean, Donovan Dijakovic is not far off.
correct. But either
Matt
way,
Riddle.
that's his real name.
That's a fair point.
I mean, here's the way I look at it. I don't think it's a work. There was points in this where I thought it was flip-flopping that line. I don't think it is. I do think, and I think he's justified in feeling the way that he is. I just think that there's possibly better ways to go about getting a message across.
Correct.
I mean, like, here's the thing, and not to this level. I have no way to feel anywhere close to the way he's feeling about this situation. But like, I've had situations in my life where I've been hurt by something, at a job, and I have talked it out, and you just, to me, you don't go throwing it around publicly. And I get, like,
right, it's a big catch-22, and there's a lot of gray area in there.
Sure.
What you can say is there's an expression, and it goes, hurt people, and if he's hurt, some people, when they are hurt by someone, whether it be emotionally or mentally or anything like that, their reaction is to hurt people. You hurt me, so I'm going to try to hurt you.
Back.
And how am I going to hurt you? There may be slander in this. It may just be saying, what he's saying isn't something that's like very off topic from WWE. Literally earlier this year, with all of the Kofi Kingston stuff, we're that far removed from when WWE didn't push black people. Like, we're not that far away from it. Like, it's still kind of there. Like, the history of people of color being top acts in WWE, few and far between.
I feel like this can be a whole nother podcast.
It can be.
It really can be.
But at the same time, like, you can draw comparisons to this to the Colin Kaepernick stuff.
Sure,
yeah.
Where one person's public display is another person's this is disrespectful. But at the end of the day, they have the right to go about their business however they see fit.
Sure.
And there are repercussions.
Yeah.
Right. And then the business has their ability to say, nope, I don't want to be part of that, and sever ties. Right.
But if you look at the optics of everything, WWE released a racially insensitive t-shirt, and they tried to make money on racial insensitivity. They then pulled the shirt, yes. But then they tried to make it seem like he agreed to the shirt. And he did agree to the shirt.
Well, and I mean, here's the thing.
On a different color background.
Right, there's so many, like, shades of gray with all of this, and I think if you put the shirt on a shade of gray, it's not a problem.
It's only literally that whole shirt could be sold in every color but black. Every color.
So then it's not a racist shirt.
And here's the thing.
It is
hold
black.
on. Like, here's the thing, though. Like, and this isn't trying to justify the WWE here.
Who the fuck is Reina Gonzalez?
So if you go to the NXT section of the WWE shop and you scroll past, like, the authentic shirts, like your Adam Cole's and stuff like that, you will find those 30 shirts in 30 minutes, like the 30-minute designs.
The 30 for 30s, yeah.
So all of these shirts come in because these come from the WWE custom site. So these shirts can be offered in a black, in a gray, and in like
a blue,
like a bluish. So like all of these shirts are offered on multiple colors. So like what I think could have happened is they showed him the design on a gray shirt, and sure, cool, fine with it. Let's move.
They may not have showed him the design on any shirt.
No,
here's the design.
According to his emails.
He was shown on a gray shirt.
He was shown on a gray shirt, and they were cool with it, and that's why. Because WWE said he approved the design, and then he was like, "Yeah, I was shown it on gray, not black."
I just mean, like, on our 3-count shirt, we saw the design,
correct,
not actually on a background. Okay, gotcha.
So then once it was seen on a black shirt, it was like, this is not cool.
Yeah,
and then it was pulled. No, none of them are sold. No money was made, and a new design was done. So, like, again, do I think whoever designed the logo had the intent there? I do not.
And Scotty, I don't I don't want to make this like a one-to-one conversation because it's a one-to-many platform, but you're saying it's a it's a disagreement between your employer and you. It is, but what he's talking about is bigger than a disagreement between an employer and an employee.
Well, and also
he's talking about racism, which is it wasn't an attack on him. He was saying that like I am one of many others before me who, like, Brodus Clay was saddled as a Funkadactyl. R-Truth will never be taken seriously because he's going to have this silly gimmick. For the longest time, the New Day were just going to be power positivity people, and if WWE had their way, they would just be 3 really awesome evangelical preachers. Like, you really can't count the number of people of color in WWE who, one, have a serious gimmick that you can use to take yourself into the main event, and two, like, the longevity of it, like the longevity of a person of color being on top, like, and you can even so much include non-black people. Like, you can include the Latin American community. You can include any other stars for that matter.
Yeah, and he talks about the shot at Jay Lethal, and I don't want to spend the rest of the show on this topic, but again, I think that can be put into the category of there's better ways to go about getting your message, because I did see a lot of people that are like, at first I was like totally behind him, and then he took a shot at Jay Lethal, and then he said this, and then he lost some people along the way, but picked up some others along the way. So and the reaction and thoughts about this are going to be different for every person. For every single person is going to have a different thought and take on this. Mm-hmm. For me, and and Charlie said here in the comments too, he said that he thinks that ACH is screwed. He's justified but screwed because of how he handled this publicly. And I think that is a that is a great way to look at it, because if he felt that way, then he is justified in feeling that way. Because I saw a tweet, I think when this first started blowing up, and I wish I could remember who it was from. But basically the message was like, because like obviously there's some people who are like, you can't be mad about it, it's just a shirt. And somebody was like, you can't tell me what I'm offended by and what I'm not offended by.
Correct.
Like, and I think that's a bigger problem, like in society as a whole now. Like, I may have an opinion about, like, have we overcorrected a bit about some things to accommodate people being offended about some things. I do, but I'm if somebody does feel that they've been attacked, that they've been offended, that somebody is coming after them, like, it's not really. I can have my opinion about it, but it's not my place to tell you can't be offended by it. Mm-hmm. So I think I think that was definitely something. But yeah, I think to kind of wrap it up, it's it's a terribly unfortunate situation that I don't think was intentional.
Let me broaden this a little bit. The WWE clearly there is, I don't want to say a problem. Maybe problem is not the right word, but like, is that not true in most wrestling companies? I mean, go back to WCW. It was Booker T and Ron Simmons, I believe. Ring of Honor, I just looked it up. Since like 2007, it's as far as I went back, so 12 years. It's just been Jay Lethal. Mm-hmm. Like, that was it. I mean, Nigel McGuinness, Jerry Lynn, Austin Aries, Tyler Black, Briscoes.
And I guess it's where
Adam Cole's, it
comes down from it's a root of the word systemic. So it's like, it's always been this way. And it also kind of speaks to the fact of, like, there hasn't been a lot of, like, fresh blood in the creative process.
Correct.
From the top down. Like, it's the same people making the same decisions, putting their same people in place, and to roll the dice on any sort of unproven talent.
Sure.
Like, I'm sure there's a bunch of people who are detractors of Humberto Carrillo right now. The kid is killing it. He's proving it in the ring that he's worthy. It also doesn't hurt that the kid's like a shoot 6'1".
Right.
Like, he's WWE size. Like, he's there.
Right. I totally agree.
So,
I mean, I even think you touched on it with, like, AEW. Like, Scorpio Sky is the closest they've got, and I get, like, they're very early in the game. I get that.
yeah. But it's
Like, are they going to pull the trigger, though? Like,
well, I mean,
I don't think they do it right away.
it's tough to say. But what I'm very interested in following is the GCW event for the culture that's going to take place during the collective weekend at WrestleMania in Tampa.
Yeah.
If you want to see the future of wrestling in a different color, that's it for you. Like, I'm looking forward to that.
There you go.
If there's any positive on that, it's that there's going to be a showcase of all of the great athletes that or professional wrestlers. I don't want to say athletes because black wrestlers are usually labeled as athletes.
That's
like
very true.
Right,
Every-
like white
every
wide
black-
receivers are scrappy.
Yeah, like they are pigeonholed. Like,
You're right.
black wrestlers are either super aggressive, super happy, or super athletic. Find one that's not. Like, it's really tough.
I feel like that was the challenge.
Well, I mean,
All right, one more question here from Charlie.
Great question.
And,
Yeah,
and
got
then,
us. You got us on a tangent.
and
for
then
a
we
while.
we'll wrap up this thought. As there was a question from Frank, and then we have a couple more things we want to get to. Charlie asked, "Am I wrong for asking this?" But there's not a lot of black talent, and it hasn't always been. Like, and I think from a percentage of roster standpoint, I would. Is that, I think, what you probably meant there, Charlie?
I mean, I think that's what I was hinting at.
Because
With,
I
like,
kind of
Ring
had
Honor
that. Because I
wasn't as
kind of
much.
had that thought too, and also in the same thought, like, because I know people, a lot of people have cited and you just did as well, the lack of like world champions, but is there also not more ways to be featured? Because I mean, like, if you think back to like during the Attitude Era, I mean, like, one example that sticks out that I always think of was a prominent feature in some of the biggest storylines was the Nation of Domination.
the Nation of Domination was this long in the relative scheme of things. The Nation was around for like literally a cup of coffee.
Okay, I mean,
And what it churned out was The Rock, who got away from the Nation of Domination, became the most electrifying man. He would have came up anywhere. Farouk drops the name Farouk, creates the APA with JBL.
Mm-hmm.
D'Lo has a wonderful mid card career, and the Godfather, Kama Mustafa, has to become a pimp.
But I mean, wasn't he also like a legit, like, not pimp, but like strip club owner?
Not
Like,
I don't think at that point. No,
I'm pretty sure I've heard him on podcasts, and
I know he does now.
No, but I'm pretty sure he was, or was at least strip club owner adjacent back then, because like
Probably.
he had connections in every city because that's how they got their hoes.
Yeah. And then Mark Henry
Obviously,
has always been the world's strongest man.
Right.
And so, like,
maybe we need to tip our hat to TNA, who has pretty much given it to any color scheme of things, the entire thing. You have Olympic medalists. You have Bob Lashley, who is the longest reigning TNA heavyweight champion. You give it to the Alcoholics and Jeff Hardy. They've covered everybody.
Whoa.
Sting had it.
Jesus, right.
I mean,
No,
everybody's had it.
but it's just,
Cruiserweights and Austin Aries. I mean, everybody was covered. Thank you, TNA.
I think one of the things that ACH brought up is kind of a part of the problem too. In professional wrestling, it seems like there can only be one. And that's the thing. Like, name the upper mid card main event people of color in WWE.
Bob Lashley.
New Day.
New Day, Bob Lashley. And I wouldn't even necessarily say Bob Lashley.
I mean, he's getting wrestling TV time
He
every
is.
week.
He is, but he's kind of...
He's in like the biggest viewed segments on
Yeah,
TV
but-
right now.
But the reason... I feel like he's more being... I think there's a like...
I think he's put there because he's a black guy.
He's a big, jacked up black dude.
And Lana is a white woman. That's absolutely the truth.
I think that there's some truth to that.
Yes, that's the absolutely there.
But
is. But I feel like it puts him near
But
that.
it's the New Day, who's been there for 5 years. Like,
I mean,
Ricochet,
still on the rise.
Sasha Banks.
Where is she at? Like she's fallen from grace. Like
Yeah, that's true.
she's not the same.
Same with Naomi too. She's kind of
Naomi's been hurt and on the sidelines too.
I mean, she's got a
But
Funko
even-
Pop coming now.
But even then, you pick them. Sasha's on Raw, Naomi's on SmackDown. There's one.
But doesn't that then go to the amount on the actual roster? That the roster is 80% not African American.
Yeah.
90% probably
Yeah.
non-African American.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So like you can't have multiples when there just aren't multiples
right.
to put there.
Right.
Like to Charlie's point, I think.
Correct.
I think that's what Charlie was trying to get to.
But I think the problem is that like
But I don't think that's a WWE problem.
it's a wrestling problem.
Right.
I think it's a wrestling problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
Yes.
like it's systemic across the board. It's not just WWE. AEW has the exact same problem. They have 2 black male wrestlers.
Yeah.
Name the other one.
Scorpio Sky.
And who?
Sunny Kiss.
Yes.
Sunny, oh my God, I forgot all about
Yep.
Sunny Kiss.
And
yeah.
so did
so has
so did
AEW.
everyone else.
So has AEW.
He has had one match on Dark, and they put him with Dustin,
Yeah, yikes. Okay.
which is great. It's a great spot
Great
for him.
spot. And again, this is a topic that definitely could be dug into
Right.
a lot more, and not just because of ACH, but it's
2019. I think we can all do better.
Yeah,
I agree.
I
agree.
mean, and that's black, gay, straight, homosexual, transgender. Like I think we can do better in general. Everybody.
And we make a lot of off-color jokes on the podcast. Like there are things that are said that if you took them at face value, that you might sometimes have a qualms about.
Probably.
But know that sometimes when we say this, it's like most, I would say 100% of the time, if we're saying something that seems a bit off color, it's for humor. We are not those people. Like, we're not racially insensitive. We're not.
I find Nia Jax incredibly attractive.
I
really
love
do.
Nia Jax.
And I crack Nia Jax fat jokes
Like,
all
when-
the
like,
time.
right, when
It's a
we hit
great
this-
point.
Right.
That's
It's
a
like,
huge bitch.
like when
we're-
we hit that is.
We
I mean,
make
we're-
radio. We're making radio
Yes.
here. Like,
Yes.
Like
I mean, we're huge bitches.
Well, yes.
So for us to
Right.
say like it's made in jest.
Right.
Right.
And that's the same thing with some things that are said. But one of my favorite quotes, and I because we have other things to talk about too. But one of my favorite quotes is from Winston Churchill. I've used this quote like 4 times this past week.
It's a great. I have a dream.
No,
That's
wrong guy.
not Winston Churchill.
Wrong guy.
Good
So-
try though. Good try, bud.
The quote is to improve is to change. To perfect is to change often. If you're stuck, the only way you grow is to change. The only way to grow is to put yourself in a place of discomfort.
Frank did say the private party. That's 2 more blacks for the AEW.
Blacks?
I know you didn't mean that how you said that.
No, I said it how I mean, right? I didn't
Right,
mean
you
it.
didn't-
But
yes.
I said it to prove yes to the
But-
joke.
but that's
the
a-
joke.
But
Yes.
that's a tag. That's
Yes,
a
it's a
tag
joke.
team, and their gimmick is we
a tag.
party a lot. Like,
Jesus.
but yes, I
If
absolutely
if
love
pop
private
James,
party.
that's all I
I
try to
absolutely
do.
love private party. But we
we
get
would
to
not
that
be
point,
a good sound clip show.
we have to. Yeah, somebody could really pick us apart. With that said,
And that's why I
You
always
have
have
to-
a file for context.
yes,
Always keep the file on.
That's right.
Yeah.
For context.
Yes,
They could pick us
and
apart.
so, like the fact of the matter is that
Like there's an awesome
you have to
Kong
put
joke.
you have to put yourself in a situation of having uncomfortable conversations and being open to hear what the man to the left of you or the right of you or the woman in front of you or behind you or in any vicinity of you. Listen to what somebody else has to say that isn't necessarily your take, and don't just dismiss them as being wrong or rude or
Why dismiss
inconsiderate.
them at all? Just can't we all get along?
Like,
Right. I think that's one of the biggest problems in society right now is people just want to dismiss another point of view. Just hear the point of view.
Right.
It doesn't mean you're going to 100% change yours. It doesn't mean that you're going to 1% change yours. But the fact that you're just dismissing that people want to dismiss somebody else's opinion because it's different is the most ludicrous thing in the world.
Former guest of the show, we were talking about this earlier today, Danny Cage.
Yes.
Hates dogs for some reason.
Yeah.
Just hates dogs.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I think we all think
I
he's
don't-
wrong.
I mean, yes.
But that doesn't mean we don't like Danny Cage. He's a great guy. You should go train at the Monster Factory.
I don't like. I'm not a cat person. I'll say I will never own cats.
That doesn't
but
mean
I'm not,
you're wrong, though. Right.
No, but I don't. I also I don't hate them. I don't think they're stupid. I
think
I'm
Danny
not.
Cage's
I'm not a
dogs are
cat
stupid.
person, and Dana's allergic. All
welcome
right.
to our thanks for listening to our TED Talk.
Let's let Frank has a question here. What would be the biggest drawing dream match? He says probably one-on-one that any company, AEW, WWE, Impact, ROH, and so on, could put together in 2019. Must be wrestlers who are currently active or able to physically wrestle. And it, obviously could be interpromotional. So like he gave an example: Tessa versus Charlotte, Rock versus The Fiend, Matt Riddle versus Goldberg. I don't want The Rock anywhere near The Fiend after goddamn WrestleMania
That's
Dallas.
a good point.
Sorry. Matt Riddle versus Goldberg, and so on. So what would
that's awful. God.
what would be awesome
I don't
because
wanna-
Riddle would just
I don't want
kill
to
him.
even answer this question now. It's ruined. There's just a sour taste of Matt Riddle versus Goldberg in my mouth.
No, I think it'd be great because Riddle
With
would.
Shane McMahon as a special guest referee.
Oh, well, that
No,
takes-
because then he'd find a way to win.
That's
I
true.
mean, he is the best in the world after all.
Here comes the money.
I see what he did.
Money talks.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
So
Is that Shane saying "Dollar Dollar"? You think? Kind of like
No.
Braun shouts his name in the beginning.
Oh, let's not go. We don't have the time to go down that road again.
That's a great question, Frank.
Here's a great question.
And I feel like I can answer that today and feel really good by saying Adam Cole versus CM Punk.
one guy is correct.
Okay, so Tim, what is yours?
Seth Rollins, CM Punk.
Matt, do you have an answer to this?
Velveteen Dream, CM Punk.
I'm picking up a theme here. Scotty says Brock versus Omega. I mean, it would be.
I mean, if you want to kill Kenny Omega, then yes, feed
Oh,
him.
so
to
in
Brock.
that case, Brock versus Omega. No. And I think for me, the way I look at it is biggest drawing. So it doesn't even necessarily have to be the best match.
You know what?
Because I think
Nick Gage and John Moxley
there you go. Like I think CM
right
Punk,
now.
CM Punk versus any number of people that we could throw out there would probably be a great match. But to me, biggest drawing match, if you're going to go interpromotional, like give me Triple H versus Cody.
Yeah.
Like that's going to
okay.
draw big time right
That
now.
would
You
put
know
butts
what
in
ma-
the seats.
So you know what,
Give me
Matt?
Seth Rollins versus Kenny Omega. Hello, that's going to draw pretty
would
big.
draw.
You know what match? It's really getting my nether parts all tingly.
Come on, watch out. It's still No Nut November.
Thinking about it, salsa. Yes. The rumor, or not the rumors, but the flyers that are getting thrown out there on a possible WrestleMania 36 match between Randy Orton and John Cena. I hope it happens. Dude, that
Thank
feud has never had a WrestleMania match. ever. They've wrestled
No,
everywhere.
it's had 47 matches at every other pay-per-view and TV show.
We have survived up until this point, and that's talking 2020, my guy. We're talking 2019.
Okay,
Jim,
well,
can we get a prices wrong?
no, that's not wrong. I'm right.
Do you have
I'm wrong.
Do you have
Here's
the
the deal.
yodeling guy on there?
No, I don't have the yodeling guy. I should get the yodeling
Yeah,
guy.
that's my favorite.
Look, man.
But what I will say is, if Cena would be at WrestleMania, that would prevent them from burying anybody else. So it kind of
Oh my God.
it kind of would go. It would kind of go to the I had no problem with Triple H and Orton over at Sands of Time or whatever the show was. So and it turned out to be a really, really good match.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll give us a really good one. But I will say that I don't need it in my life. I don't need
I
it.
want them at WrestleMania and only at WrestleMania.
I don't need it in
thank
my
you.
life. If it happens, it would happen. But let's talk about this because it was obviously going to be a talking point. It's not going to be a deep talking point. WWE backstage this week broke Twitter for a few minutes when Renee Young and from all reports, she and CM Punk were the only two people that really knew about this. It was an actual surprise to the people on the panel. CM Punk comes out at the end of WWE backstage. He will be on the show this coming Tuesday. So if we want to talk ratings wars, I'm going to be curious to see the number on that show this week. But CM Punk, WWE backstage, he is a Fox employee.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things that we need to know. One, he's a Fox employee, not a WWE employee. Two, he will not be on every episode of Backstage.
Yes, they did say periodically.
He's a periodic correspondent. Three,
That's fine. I'm fine with all of this.
did anyone find his verbiage really weird when he cut the promo in the ring?
Just when they think they have the answers, I changed the culture.
I changed the culture.
Yeah, that struck me as odd because I thought he was just going to use the Piper
The Roddy
line.
Piper. No. When you think you had all the answers, I changed the culture. I'll see you next week. And then I get a moment that I didn't think I was going to see in forever. CM Punk and Samoa Joe shared a WWE ring.
Right.
And Adam Cole. Adam Cole was on there too.
Adam Cole can go somewhere. Give me Joe. Samoa Joe and CM Punk are both better Ring of Honor champions than Adam Cole ever was. Sauce it. Sauce it.
Scotty, why should I care? Scotty says, why should I care what CM Punk thinks WWE? How do you know what he's going to talk about?
If
You don't know that they're going to bring him on and be like, hey, Punk, what'd you think of Raw last night? No, we don't know what he's going to talk about. We don't know what he's going to be brought on for. That's the beauty of, hey, I'll see you guys next week.
And also, Punk is in a different mindset than he was when he left the WWE.
You think?
From all accounts, his panel at StarCast was literally him in front of a very pro AEW crowd saying, watch everything, including WWE.
Right.
5
years ago, he doesn't say that.
No. He's like, I don't want to do wrestling. What's wrestling? Wrestling's stupid.
Charlie comments here. He says, I don't care if he wrestles again. I'm happy he's home. For the last 5 years, his name has been a dirty 4-letter word. Now his fans could celebrate him, his career, and show him the love he deserves. Devin says he was on a WWE product. It's pretty freaking cool. And that's the thing.
Cool.
I have very, very much softened my stance on CM Punk since he initially left.
Yeah.
It was a cool moment. I'm just sitting there and I see on Twitter people tweet after tweet after tweet, CM Punk. I'm like, what the hell? Oh wait, backstage is on. And I flip over, it's going off air, and I rewound, and I'm like, did that actually just happen?
They did put his picture back on the alumni
I
section.
saw somebody tweet today. They go, when do you think they put his profile back on the alumni page? I'm like, I don't know, Tuesday at 11:59?
Probably, yeah.
And WWE acknowledged it. WWE.com's like, he was there. He's obviously it's their program. It's Fox's program, but it's their program.
I'm not getting my hopes up.
And here's the deal, the whole bio, I don't know if they've changed that since, But like, it's not surprising that CM Punk cited radical WWE Hall of Famer Roddy Piper as his childhood influence, and they go on to talk about Piper and his pipe bombs and things like that. So I don't know if this is rewritten from Tuesday when he
sure
kind
it
of
is.
dropped. I mean, yeah. So like, he's on
here,
the WWE
like,
website. It's close enough.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that like this deal didn't like happen at Tuesday at 11:30 p.m. Like, I'm sure this was in the pipeline for at least a little while.
We've known about it through the dirt sheets for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, so it's.
I'm just excited to see it happen.
Yeah,
to see it is great.
Yeah.
And the reason I bring it up in relation to the Ask 3CT segment is Chris asks that brings up that apparently Fox has interest in bringing in AJ Lee for WWE Backstage, and does that lead any potential to either or both having a match down the line?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's WWE.
Right, absolutely. There's potential there.
Like
Punk came out on a WWE show,
Right, with WWE superstars.
WWE superstars, and it's yes, he's a Fox employee, but it's literally he's working for and with the WWE again.
I'm very curious to see how fast CM Punk can get into ring shape once the Saudi prince realizes CM Punk is back in WWE, and we bring him out, because if that's the answer, then my dream match is CM Punk, Shawn Michaels at Sands of Time 5. That's my dream match, okay? And let them headlock each other for 20 minutes. I don't care.
Sure, why not?
Do they use the Roman numeral 5 over there, or is it just the number?
I don't think it's Roman.
Not Roman anymore.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's a shame.
No, I don't think Punk will be on SmackDown tomorrow.
Nah. But I bet you
Him being in the USADA test,
I bet you
being in the USADA testing pool doesn't necessarily mean he's in ring shape, though, either.
I bet you, if anything, there will be a recap video aired during SmackDown of Backstage.
And on Raw on Monday.
I mean, definitely on SmackDown. It's the Fox show. Definitely.
It's Fox. Yeah.
Definitely tomorrow. That gets
And
people
they
to
air
tune
it.
in.
They air it in the studio or in the arena, and they actually ask for a CM Punk chant in a building.
Right.
It's going to be great when
Brilliant.
WWE asks for it as opposed to any other time.
And everybody will happily.
What city are they in?
They're in Philly tomorrow.
Really?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's CM
because
Punk.
they're coming back
that's
from
definitely chant CM Punk.
Yeah, they're coming.
Oh yeah,
they're coming
they're
back.
gonna
from
chant
the
CM Punk at
everything
when SmackDown comes on the air.
They're chanting it right now.
But no, as for AJ Lee, I mean, obviously, if Punk's back, there is. I would say there's that potential there. And why wouldn't Fox be interested in getting her on Backstage and opening that door? Why not?
Uncle Ryan's interested.
You know what I mean? I'm here for it. We've talked about, and we have differing opinions on how good AJ Lee would be in today's women's landscape. But you know what? We had Trish Stratus wrestle a match in 2019. So why can't we get AJ Lee and see what she would look like in today's WWE women's product? Why not?
Y'all can't sit here and believe Riho's a champion, but y'all want AJ Lee back. Okay.
I absolutely want AJ Lee back.
When did I say I want? Well, when did I say I want her as champion? Either
it's you. It's implied you to the audience base, the internet wrestling community.
Okay, Riho's 98 pounds,
and how
AJ
big
Lee's
is AJ?
AJ Lee was billed at 115, and she's 32.
Yeah. Okay, pal.
115.
Built 5'2".
Where?
115.
Where is it?
What do you mean?
Show me on the doll where 115 is.
Oh, Jesus.
There's nothing there.
I don't think we can do that anymore.
Can't do that.
All right, let's
I can't wait. I cannot wait to hear her entrance theme.
Yeah, and I do think it's only time.
Did you guys watch that Paige movie?
Fighting
with my family.
You hear it in that.
Yeah, we had seen it.
Don't love Paige, by the way, in the backstage. She's just so loud. She took away from the CM Punk moment for me.
No,
just hearing her.
No,
say
I didn't even.
what she said.
I don't say she took away, but it was noticeable. I was like, shut up, Paige. But I didn't,
Okay,
like,
that's
throw
fair.
it
Maybe
in.
that's what I thought. Just shut the fuck up.
I honestly didn't even realize she was there.
Oh man, she's like, oh my god, is this? I can't even fucking fuck that bitch.
Jeez.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Woo.
Sasha was right.
Wow. Jeez.
Sound clip that one, bitches.
Okay.
Oh, Jim, trivia.
Jeez, Ryan, you broke Jim.
Yeah, I don't even know where to go. What time is
We're
it? 22.
going to.
Do we want to do trivia?
Oh, we should do trivia.
Do you this? I don't even remember where we're at with trivia.
Timmy boy.
Tim,
Yeah,
do you
That's
have
why we
trivia?
haven't done trivia in
Okay,
how long?
let's do trivia because Ryan
Well,
broke
there
me.
was some news there. I mean, Sin Cara. See, I don't care,
Sin
right?
Cara asked for his release. Miz re-signed.
That's awesome.
Paige re-signed, so Ryan's really excited about that. Okay.
War Games is starting to take shape.
Yeah, War Game. Yeah, I mean,
I do want to give a shout out to Mia Yim, who like absolutely busted her ass. And I know you're like not. Wait, is it you or one of y'all don't like Mia Yim?
well, I think we talked a
Did you
couple
watch-
weeks
did
ago
you watch
about
that?
how we
Did
were.
that change your mind at all, or did she just like have a really good match yesterday? Because she went balls out yesterday.
I didn't watch.
I thought you
were watching.
I thought you said you
NXT.
watched NXT, but you
I-
didn't watch AEW.
I was flipping back and forth, and in the last 15 minutes, I just didn't watch anything because I needed to get snacks for my code release.
Snaps make sense. That's fair. You didn't tell
Yeah.
me snacks were involved.
I needed to go make.
I
a
would have
snacks
defaulted
run.
to snacks.
I
Got it.
got some pepperoni pizza combos.
Oh, I love
Those
combos.
are tasty.
They are tasty. Mia Yim.
I need to go back and watch.
And
Io
what's her
Shirai
face
ladder
also
match.
busted up her face.
Aaliyah got her face all
Aaliyah
jacked
got her
up.
face busted up.
All jacked up.
All right, let's do trivia. Let me get the music here.
Yep.
God, it's been so long since I've heard this.
Dun, dun. Welcome to three count trivia. I'm your host Tim
Because
Yeah.
Tim won last time.
because I won last time.
A month ago.
7 weeks ago.
So it's November, and we're right around the corner for Survivor Series. So we're just gonna name 10 Survivor Series teams by their team name. You gotta tell me who the captain was.
okay.
So if I say the $1 million team,
$1 million man.
correct.
Okay. Was that one?
No.
That was, damn it.
Yep.
Couldn't have been that easy.
We'll start easy, and we'll work our way towards more difficult. We'll start. First of all, say your name to ring in.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Number one, the Warriors.
Jim.
Jim,
Ultimate Warrior?
Ultimate Warrior. That was the team that consisted of the Ultimate Warrior, the Road Warriors, and the Modern Day Warrior, also known as the Legion of Doom and Texas Tornado Kerry Von Erich. That's 1-0, Jim.
I got the score for you.
Good for you.
I can do that.
Next up, we have. I'm trying to find the next easiest one. The Teamsters. Survivor Series 1995, I believe.
Teamsters.
They-
Ryan.
Yes.
Lex Luger.
Incorrect.
Duke the Dumpster Drosy.
Nope.
That's a good guess.
It was the wild card match. It was Shawn Michaels.
Oh,
1-0. Next up, we have the 4x4s.
wow. Ryan. Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Correct. Next up,
How was that harder than the Teamsters?
I don't know. I'm just flipping it around. Next up, the Foreign Fanatics.
Ryan. Yokozuna.
That's correct.
It's the only one I was fucking sure about.
2-1.
Just waiting for that one.
2-1. Next up, the Visionaries.
What?
Visionaries, the first ever undefeated Survivor Series team. They're the first team to clean sweep and have a team full of survivors.
Ryan. Edge.
Incorrect.
Jim. Andre the Giant.
Incorrect. This is Rick Martel.
Rick Martel.
Yep.
I figured it was older than.
Yeah, it's old. Next up, we have the Enforcers.
Ryan. Arn Anderson.
Incorrect.
Jim, Big Boss Man.
That is correct.
Ah, good job, Jim.
Big Bog Smana.
Nice.
What's our score? 2-2?
Dose.
Dose. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 left.
All right.
Okay. Next up, we have the Royals.
Jim. Regal.
Incorrect.
Damn it.
Ryan, Jerry Lawler.
Incorrect. Stupid idiot. King Mabel.
Balls.
Next up, we have, not to be confused with the WCW version, but the Alliance.
Ryan, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I said not the WCW version.
Yep, heard you there.
Fuck. Shane McMahon.
Incorrect. It's Nikolai Volkov.
You suck.
Yeah, this is a rough one.
Their opponents were the Mercenaries.
Well, that doesn't help.
Is this the next one?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, it is getting harder. Yeah. Ryan, Virgil.
Incorrect. What?
Oh,
Oh, Mike Jones?
Did it for the Olive Garden.
Fuck. Henry O. Godwin.
Sergeant Slaughter.
Close.
You better start thinking of a tiebreaker real fucking quick, Tim.
I got it. Don't worry.
You probably should have started with the hard ones.
So we have
Still dose.
one left.
Oh, what-
Here we go. Guts and Glory.
Ryan, Lex Luger.
Lex Luger for the win, baby.
Fuck Lex Luger. It's all that baby oil.
It is all that baby oil.
How much Michael Nakazawa baby oil does Lex Luger need?
That
Ooh, that was rough.
that was something.
Although we got half of them.
Yeah.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
You and I
I
together,
love
Jim.
that clip.
That's how I feel right now. Oh my.
Congratulations, Ryan.
That one felt good. No Lana talk. Lana's pregnant. They're done.
No, she's not.
Lana had an abortion. They're done.
Scooped her out like a cat. Just the whole thing.
The little bit that I saw from this week was not good. I haven't hated the.
I have a copy of the transcript of her promo. It's not very good.
I have not hated the.
Do you have that framed hanging in your new
No,
place?
it's in my phone.
Oh.
I have not hated the storyline this week. It was bad. There's no polishing. It was just.
I think
bad.
we're at like jump the shark level to like use that term.
Yeah.
Like, it's too much now.
Yeah. I would say that
Hey.
Right, like the pregnancy.
much.
It's just too much.
Too much.
Just too much.
Damn, that's an ugly baby.
Are we excited about the new Stone Cold show on the network?
Oh, yeah. He's going to talk to The Undertaker. I can't wait.
The Undertaker one should be pretty good.
I can't wait until I sit down and talk to The Undertaker. We're going to break open some Broken Skull IPAs. We're going to drink them.
Have you tried that yet, Matt?
No, it's still in my fridge.
Okay, I enjoy it, and I'm not even an IPA guy. I do enjoy it.
Even though Stone Cold does like his glass of red wine. Red wine.
You sound like a guy doing an impression of the guy that does Stone Cold ET.
Of Will Sasso?
Yeah.
of doing the impression of Will Sasso.
This was like obviously we don't have time to like dig into it. But this would have been my like you bring it topic. Has SmackDown being live on Friday changed like how you attack your Friday evenings?
I don't watch SmackDown live anymore.
Okay.
Because it's on a Friday.
I haven't watched SmackDown in like a month because my DVR keeps effing me and not recording the live one on Fox. Instead, it's recording the week after's replay on FS1. Fix yourself.
Why don't you just unplug it and plug it back in?
I wish I could. I'm going to have a stern talking to, and if that doesn't work, we're going to go around back.
Is
Boing.
it available on demand?
No. Because
What?
it's on Fox.
Yeah, but
What
Fox.
about on Hulu?
Do they turn around and put it up on Hulu the next day?
The next day.
Do they?
I have no idea. I just got Hulu today.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
Raw
you
is-
got it because of that Disney Plus bundle. Welcome to the club.
I did, yep.
I mean, look.
I don't know. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not a big enough Disney fan to check it out. I don't care who likes it and who doesn't like it. I'm just saying, I don't care.
Oh,
I mean, it.
cool, Ryan.
They,
No,
I mean,
I'm not
sorry-
trying to fucking be that guy.
Sorry for enjoying something, Ryan.
Jesus
Jeez.
Christ.
I mean,
Take
last
your
Sorry that
aristocrats and
upsets
shove
you.
it up your ass, Matt.
last week's
Johnny Ace is a piece of shit.
is on there.
Okay, when did they put it up?
It doesn't say when they put it up.
Well, shit. Oh, shit. Johnny Ace is a piece of shit. Johnny Ace is a piece of shit. Johnny Ace is a piece of shit.
I thought he was saying it.
Oh, no. It was just me stealing your
You're
mouse.
just stealing the mouse, clicking the button.
Flicking the...
Whoa. Heyo.
Hey, now.
Hey, now.
Here's the thing: if I'm home at 8 o'clock on Fridays, I turn it on.
Right.
Like I do not. It is not appointment viewing, but then again, Monday Night Raw isn't appointment viewing. AEW is not appointment viewing. Like, I really don't have appointment viewing except for hockey and football. But if I'm home, I watch it live. If
So
not,
what I'm hearing you say is it's not important enough to you to watch it live.
fair.
Fair. That's fine. I'm not. It's not. It wasn't even a dig this
no,
time.
that's
Believe
fair.
it or not.
No, yeah, well, see, that is a. There's probably more not than believe. To be, if we're just being honest. With
That's
each other.
also fair. I accept that.
That's really all I had this week.
Cool.
Next week are go home shows for Survivor Series and War Games.
Yeah.
So it'll be the first AEW live go home show. Nope.
NXT Live.
Jesus.
NXT.
NXT live go home
I feel like
show.
this will be the time NXT probably knocks off.
Either this week or next week.
Right.
Or both.
Like AEW, obviously, I think they won in the ratings.
They got the bump.
this
They were back up
week.
near 1 million AEW.
Coming out of a
Fucking
pay-per-view,
NXT was
that makes sense.
in the 700s.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think last week we talked about the NXT had closed the gap a little. The gap reopened, but
It's having to keep playing with it.
yeah, that is what happens.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. So we'll check with Matt,
I want to thank everybody.
who
for
is
watching.
the Woman of the Week, and let people know where they can follow you.
Woman of the Week this week is at thesierra.pw, so Pro Wrestling Sierra. Yesterday's post got a surprising amount. I mean, I don't know why I said surprising, but it got a lot of likes. So go check out the 3 Count Thursday Instagram page at 3 Count Thursday. You can follow me on Twitter at 3CT, the letter A, Philly as in Philadelphia, the number 8, so 3CT affiliate.
All right. We'll talk to you next week, Matt. Have a good one.
Yep. Have a good one,
Bye,
guys.
Matthew.
Tim.
Devin says the Fox Now app also carries SmackDown. So if you have the Fox app,
Oh, okay.
Nice.
there as well.
Cool.
So yeah, you should be able to get that.
Sweet.
Tim, where can people follow you at?
At Another Toolman across all platforms. At Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat if you care. I stream on twitch.tv/NotTheToolman. I've been away for a while, but I'm coming back with a vengeance tomorrow. Pokemon Shield. Ready to go. Yes, I'm getting the Shield version because I'm a wrestling fan. I don't give a crap about no sword. Give me that Sierra Hotel India Echo Lima Delta Shield version. Also, if you enjoy more wrestling topics that you can shake a stick at, and not so much current day, but your retro wrestling fix, give Final Wrestling Place a try. It's available wherever you can get your podcast. Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Store, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, the whole 9. It'll be a good time, fun time. It's me and my best friend Marcus. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's good to be back in the studio.
Good to have you back.
Johnny Ace is a piece of shit.
Ryan, where can people follow you?
You can follow me. It's at N, and then the word eagle. I had to think about it there. I don't tweet very often, but when I do, I usually just retweet shit like Dak Prescott loosening up his hips before football. That was a fun retweet.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I talk about wrestling. Sometimes I talk about sports. I don't know. I'm a pretty lame follow, so don't follow me. I don't care. Do what you want.
All right. At least he's honest. That's all we can ask for him. You can follow me at Big Jim Sports, but really make sure you are following the show at 3 Count Thursday, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Go to 3countthursday.com. Check out our merchandise, our Patreon page, our home network, NGSC Sports. But the big thing, from now till November 25th, vote for us for Trio of the Year, Best Live Podcast, and Podcast of the Year over at tinyurl.com/wrestling podcast awards. It take less than a minute. You'll find 3 Count Thursday, the word 3, under those categories. We would really appreciate it. Make sure you check out NGSC Sports, our home network, as well as the sponsor of this show, Alicia's Pillows and Things. They got great decor, movie characters, TV characters, sports teams, everything you could want, and much more. Pillows, stools, home decor. That is, log on to ngscsports.com, find the Alicia's Pillows Things tab on the homepage, and place your order. Until next week, stay safe, stay smart, and go for the pin.